Bloomberg Audio Studios. Podcasts, radio, news.
Single best idea on an odd Monday. Torrential rains here in New York. And for all of you, particularly to the southwest of us, we're thinking of you. Really brutal weather out there. But we say good morning on an eventful week. The Fed meeting on Wednesday. The Fed decides will be at 1:30. Looking forward to that. Have no idea how important this meeting is. They do the dots and all that. But given the geopolitics, the political economy, the economic politics of the moment, I have no clue what's in store this week. What I know is Julia Coronado is very, very good at macro policy perspectives. Here is Julia Coronado framing out that Fed meeting.
A rate cut isn't going to be the antidote to all the worries that investors and businesses have right now. There is a tremendous number of sources of uncertainty right now. Trade policy is one of them. Immigration is another. Cuts in government contracts is another. Reshaping global alliances is another. So I think there's just many sources of uncertainty. They collide with each other. It's very difficult for businesses to make longer term plans. Of course, we all get up in the morning and go to work and run our businesses and do our jobs. But are you going to make the bigger decisions about hiring, about CapEx, about moving forward with strategic initiatives in this environment? It's difficult. It's challenging. So no, a rate cut isn't the antidote to the uncertainty that we face.
Julia Coronado, macro policy perspectives. We're going to get a lot of different opinions here on what the Fed should do, but I'm much more interested in the weight, the importance of the Fed right now, given the massive policy shocks that we see, not only here, but really around the world. Eric Balchunas was in today, riveting always. We bust his chops, and there's a comedy to it, but he is the heavyweight on thinking about these newfangled things, exchange-traded funds. Here is Eric Balchunas on the dominant, low-cost Vanguard and the idea, their effect on the economy, the Vanguard put.
I would call it the Vanguard bid. I also think that the reason it's immovable is people, especially older people with a lot of money, they dated active managers in the 80s and 90s, and they found some luck, and then the manager underperformed. When they finally found a Vanguard index fund or a BlackRock index fund, they were like, I'm done. I'm off the market. I'm getting married. And they're happily married. They feel like they have the best deal in their personal account. And there's just nothing that's going to get them to come out of that. Now, let's talk about maybe a 2000s where you have the markets flat over a decade. Anything's possible. But until we see, I'm talking a year, I just don't think the Vanguard put it's immovable at least for a year. Beyond that, we'll see. But that's why we're only in a couple months. That's why I really try to take the other direction here. And the thing is, SPY taking in money also shows the trading crowd buying the dip. So that's why, I haven't seen anything that ties with the headlines tightly yet. I think it's algos and rage selling.
Eric Balchunas there. I think I was filling out my bracket when he was talking about that. And, it's like you're dating and then you get married. I guess that's, a good investment analogy over the span of decades that we could use as well. On your commute across the nation, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. Good morning, 99.1 in Washington, Bloomberg 1130 in New York. Good morning, 92.9 FM in Boston. Humbled by the response in Boston. Thank you for that. On YouTube, subscribe to Bloomberg Podcasts for the show. And, of course, Single Best Idea out on YouTube.